Hi guys, it's Erin from Ginger's Florals. Today I wanted to talk to you about a flower called a ranunculus. Uh, if you've never seen one before, it's one of my absolute favorite springtime blooms. It's called the Rose of Spring. I'll put a couple pictures up on the screen so you have a chance to see it, but my goodness, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I want to talk about how to grow it and then show you what I'm doing with some of mine. I have a field right now that has about 1,000 of them. I have probably 400 more to go in there, but I'm not going to put the rest of them in until early spring. But this crazy looking critter is a ranunculus corm. They look kind of to me like dahlia clumps, but they don't exactly act like them. So the way you grow these is they're a cool flower. They like the cold weather. If you live in a zone 8 or above, you can overwinter them in your field, which is what I'm doing. We get a lot of rain, so it's kind of iffy, and we also have voles. So bear in mind that voles and gophers and whatnot will definitely eat your corms if you don't protect them. So what we do, we take this little corm. To get it going, you want to do something called pre-sprouting. Where you put it in a bucket of water. You want to keep the air moving. What I usually do, I have a little fish bubbler that I put in the bottom of the bucket and just let it bubble to keep the air moving. And you let them soak in there for 3 to 4 hours. And what's amazing is this dry little crazy thing turns into, this is a good one, turns into this big fat critter. Same thing, just after it's been soaked. Then after you've done that, what we do is we put them in into a tray like this, and we just nestle them in this little corm into the tray, cover it with soil, keep it slightly damp, not soaking wet, but a little bit wet, for 10 days, 2 weeks, and then it will sprout, and it'll look like this. See the little tops and all the hairy roots on there? This is really happy. It wants to get into some more dirt. So once you do this and it gets pre-sprouted, it gives you a jump start on growing out in the field. And then generally you just plant them in the field. I do ranunculus, they're about 9 inches apart. You only have to bury them a couple inches deep, and then make sure, the most important thing is that they don't like to get too cold. So around here, zone 8, we're usually good, but if it goes down below to 28 degrees, you really want to protect them. I'll show you in a little bit my field. It's just a half of a garden bed right now, but I have frost cloth over top of it because it's supposed to get down into the upper 20s the next week, and I don't want them to freeze and die, so they're in there all tucked in and cozy. So they should be good. I'll check on them in the mornings, and I open them up in the afternoon when the sun's hitting so that they all absorb all the best that they can. But yeah, they are, if I could tell you how much I love these flowers, I don't know what to tell you. They are one of the absolute best early spring blooms. They usually come on for us middle of May, especially if we plant them early in the year, in the fall, and then they overwinter because they will sprout up as soon as they're possibly ready, and they'll start putting out blooms. Each one of these corms, depending on the size that you buy, each corm can produce between 5 and 15 or 20 even flowers off of them. The particular varieties that I have down here in front of me, I have a Aviv Violet, Aviv Pink, and Aviv Orange. I'll try to find some pictures to put up for you. The customers at the farmers market absolutely love these. They're bright and vibrant, and they're just what you're searching for in the spring. Out in the field, I have some other varieties. There's some pastels, salmon mix, black that's almost like a deep dark burgundy chocolatey. It's really beautiful. I also have anemone out there, which acts very similar to ranunculus in the way you grow it, but it's a little hardier. I have some that I missed when I was clearing the fields last year that have sprouted again, and I might just dig them up and move them somewhere so that they can grow on, because in our zone they're just barely on the edge. But anemone are a little better than ranunculus for coming back year over year. So today what I plan to do is I have a whole bunch of pots. I planted about 30, I pre-sprouted about 30 different corms a couple of weeks ago, and sadly a mouse got in there and ate a few of them. I don't know if you can see that. There's some roots, which is all that's left. I'm not sure how many I have, but the ones that are still there and looking great, I'm going to pot up into these 1 gallon containers. I'm going to put them in about an inch or two deep, and then I'm gonna leave them in here for this cold snap in the greenhouse. Keep them away from the heater, and it should stay cool enough for them. They start to fizzle out when it gets above 70, and later on in the season I'll heat this space up a little bit more, but right now, aside from right where the heat lamps are, it stays pretty cool, 50, 55. So until we get through this cold snap, I'll leave them here. Then after that, I will put them out on the north or the south side of our house. We have a little spot that's a pretty good plant nursery. Excuse me. It gets all the afternoon sun that there is, which isn't a whole lot this time of year. But it keeps them protected from the wind and any crazy weather that we have. So I'm gonna pot these up. I will take these to the farmer's market starting April. As soon as they start to bloom, I'll bring them to the farmer's market and sell them. And they are just, when they get to grow all by themselves in their own little pot, they get just so lush, and there's just such a beautiful flower. Yeah, so let's get to planting. I've already pre-filled all my buckets, and I've pre-labeled all of my tags, so this part should be fairly easy. I'll show you one, and then I'll just go through the rest of them real quick. Okay, hang on. So I'm going to start with the violet, because I keep picking this one up. It's a violet ranunculus, and just like this, I'm just going to make a little space, put it down in there, cover it back up, and that's it. Doesn't look like a whole lot for the rest of this, so I'll just set up a camera, speed it up, and we'll get through it. Okay, well, that's it. I got them all done. You can see behind me, there's 26 of them. I didn't have all 30 because, like I said, the mouse ate them, but I did manage to get them all potted up. That, like I said, they're gonna live here until this cold snap, so probably about a week, and then I'll put them outside. I'm real excited for the promise of spring, I guess. I know we're not even to winter yet, but I'm already there. I'm ready for things to grow and start blooming. So I will show you real quick outside what our low tunnel frost cloth hoops look like, but that's about it. So thank you guys for joining me. I really enjoy this whole process. If you learned something, fantastic. If you were inspired to get out and do something, even better. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye. Well, it's not a whole lot to look at, but this is the hoops that we have right now. It's just frost cloth because we're not getting super cold, but tucked inside of these is all my little babies. That's the Ranunculus. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.